Hi, this is Rebecca from Cloud Yoga. I'm just going to run through a quick 30-minute flow, Vinyasa flow. So when you're ready, come to a seated position and turn your palms up, touching index finger and thumb. If you're feeling a little bit ungrounded, you can turn the palms over so they're facing down. Just finding a comfortable seat, slowing the breath. Breathing all the way down into the lowest part of the belly. And releasing, letting everything go, fall away. Inhaling, opening the chest and the ribs and the belly. And exhaling, letting everything go. Bringing the hands together at prayer position in front of the heart. Open your eyes. When you're ready, take another big inhale. Then coming onto hands and knees. Wrists directly under the shoulders, knees directly under the hips, moving into cat-cow, arching, looking up. Exhaling, rounding, looking down. Inhaling, heart center towards the sky, looking up. Exhaling, rounding, pressing between the shoulder blades. Inhaling, arching. Exhaling, rounding, looking down. Inhaling, arching. Coming to a neutral spine now. Sinking back into child's pose, extending the arms out, pressing into the fingertips, finding length, pressing the tailbone down towards the feet, sinking in the hips, finding space, still breathing deeply, still breathing all the way down into the lowest part of the belly, creating space in the chest, in the ribs. And then coming up to all fours again, neutral spine. Inhaling, arching, exhaling, rounding, looking down and sinking back into child's pose. Inhaling, looking forwards, arching, exhaling, rounding, and sinking back into child's pose. Inhaling, undulating through the spine, exhaling, rounding, sinking back, child's pose. Last time, inhaling, rounding. Inhaling, arching, exhaling, rounding. Inhaling, that was not the last time, this is the last time I think. Yeah, that was the last time. Neutral spine and pressing back into downward facing dog. Finding space in the shoulders, drawing them down the back. Arms in line with the ears, pressing into the hands. Just starting to walk the dog if that feels nice in your hamstrings. Gently guiding the heels towards the mat, but it doesn't matter at all if they don't touch. Then coming to stillness, breathing still into the lowest part of the belly and gently walking up to the top of the mat, nice and soft in the knees, all the way up to the top. Inhaling, looking forwards, flat back, exhale, forward in. Inhaling, arms out to the side, up and overhead, palms touch. Exhaling down the center line to the heart center. Inhaling up, palms touch, exhaling hands down the center line and folding forwards. Inhaling half flat back, exhaling, releasing, inhaling, coming back up again, half sun salutes, palms touch, exhale hands to heart center. Inhaling, palms touch overhead, exhaling, folding forwards. Releasing the hands, looking forwards, half flat back, folding back in again, forward fold, letting your head hang, and then stepping back, all the way back, through plank. You can always put your knees down, all the way down to the ground, coming into some cobras now, lifting up, heart center to the sky, finding your cobra, coming as high or as low as feels comfortable in your body, releasing down. Inhaling up, heart center up to the sky, exhaling, coming down. Inhaling, pressing up, opening in the chest, shoulders down the back, and then pressing back into child's pose. You can widen in the knees and make it a wider leg child's pose if that feels nice. When you're ready, coming up onto the hands and the knees, cat-cow, inhaling up, exhaling, rounding, looking down. Inhaling, arching, neutral spine and pressing back, downward facing dog. Just finding your downward dog here. Finding length in the spine, lifting your sit bones up to the sky, and then walking up to the top of the mat again, soft in the knees. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, folding forwards, forward fold. Inhale, arms out to the sides like you're flying, arms up and overhead, palms touch, drawing down to the heart center. And just pausing here into Tadasana, mountain pose. Rearranging your clothes like I am if you need to. Inhale, hands up and overhead, palms touch, coming into chair pose. Sinking in the hips, bringing the hips level, the knees level, then releasing, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, stepping back again, moving through plank, or you can drop your knees down, coming through chaturanga if you feel warmed up enough, or cobra, and then pressing back into downward dog. You can always skip the vinyasas, lifting up in the right leg, exhaling, squeezing the knee in, coming into warrior one on the right side. Exhaling, releasing, pressing back, chaturanga, up dog or cobra. Exhaling, pressing back, rolling over the toes or stepping over the toes, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts, drawing the left leg forwards, lifting up, warrior one on the left side. Exhaling, release, stepping back, plank, chaturanga, up dog, and downward dog. You can always skip the vinyasas, always. You never have to move through vinyasa. Finding your breath again in downward facing dog. Shoulders down the back. You can move the head around a little bit if that feels good in your neck. You can walk the legs out again if that feels nice. And then when you're ready, stepping up to the front of the mat. Folding forwards, forward fold. Inhale, arms out to the side, arms up and overhead, palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. Pausing into Tadasana again, palms facing forwards. Inhaling, arms up and overhead. Exhaling, folding all the way down. Forward fold. Inhale, half flat back. Exhale, release, forward fold. Chair pose. Hips sinking back a little bit. Exhaling, forward fold, flat back. Just created some warmth in the spine and then stepping back, moving into plank, chaturanga or your vinyasa, pressing up cobra or upward dog, pressing back on the exhale, downward facing dog. Lifting up in the right leg again, warrior one, squeezing the knee in briefly, finding your footing, lifting up in the arms. Exhaling, releasing down, pressing back, moving through vinyasa or not, completely up to you. Pressing back, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts, squeezing the knee in, stepping through. Warrior one on the left hand side. Exhaling, releasing, pressing back, moving through vinyasa of your choosing, heart to the sky on the inhale, exhaling back, downward facing dog, breathing, slowing the breath, slowing the heart, feeling the space under the armpits, sit bones lifting to the sky, hands pressing into the mat, then stepping up when you're ready to the front of the mat, folding in, forward fold, arms out to the sides. We're doing this to warm the shoulders up, exhaling, hands to heart center, and readjusting my top again because it kept falling down. Just pausing into Tadasana. Nothing stays put when I try to do a video. Folding forwards on the next inhale, releasing on the exhale. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, folding forwards, forward fold, coming into chair pose. Very briefly moving through chair, folding forwards, flat back again, really warming up the spine here, and then stepping back. Vinyasa or not, vinyasa of your choice. Moving back, meeting in downward facing dog, right leg lifts, squeezing it in briefly, stepping through, warrior one on the right hand side, arms up, exhaling. chaturanga, up dog or your vinyasa, pressing back, exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg lifts, squeezing in, a little bit of core activation. On the next inhale, coming into warrior one on the left hand side, exhaling, hands down, stepping back, plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, exhale, downward dog. So this is quite a cardio heavy flow, we're moving quite quickly. Finding your downward dog, lifting in the right leg again. On the inhale, exhale, stepping through. Warrior one on the right hand side. And this time hands to heart center and opening out into warrior two. Finding your warrior two. And then reverse warrior on the exhale. Up and over, side angle just for a breath. Inhale, warrior two, palms touch. And exhale, releasing. Moving through your vinyasa or skipping it. So we're building heat here and we're moving quickly. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, squeeze it in, activate the core. Left-sided warrior one, inhale. Hands to heart center, opening out warrior two on the left side. Inhale here. Exhaling, reverse warrior. And then inhaling up and over, side angle. Inhaling back, warrior two, palms touch, and releasing down, moving through your vinyasa. You can always pause the video and rest in child's pose if it's a little bit too fast. I like to move quickly. That's where I find my meditation. Taking the feet wide now in this downward facing dog, so your feet are mat's width apart. Really pressing your heels towards the mat, doesn't matter if they don't touch. When you're ready, walking your feet back towards one another, hips width, and stepping up to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back, exhale, release. Inhale, arms out to the sides, up and overhead, palms touch. Exhale to the heart center. Just pausing in Tadasana, mountain pose, feeling your feet on the ground. Shake out in the shoulders a little bit if you want to. Inhaling, arms up and overhead, palms touch. Exhaling down the center line, releasing, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhaling, chair pose. Exhaling, folding forwards. Inhale, half flat back. Exhale, stepping back. Vinyasa or not. Chaturanga. Upward dog on the inhale and downward dog on the exhale. Lifting up right leg, exhale, stepping through, squeezing in the core briefly, warrior one on the right side. Pausing here, finding your warrior one. Hands reaching up towards the sky, interlacing the fingers and extending the index finger up, if that feels nice in your body. Kali Mudra. It's an empowering mudra. Keeping the hips somewhat square to the front of the mat. Exhale, hands to heart center, opening out, warrior two. Finding your warrior two, coming up as high or as low as feels good in your hips. Drawing the thighs in towards one another, strong in the belly and the pelvic floor, shoulders down the back. Looking over those right fingertips, finding your space on the mat. Exhaling into reverse warrior for a breath, up and over, side angle, and then releasing, pressing back through your vinyasa plank, chaturanga if you're doing that, inhaling and exhaling, downward facing dog. Just pausing for a moment in downward facing dog. When you're ready, lift up in the left leg, exhale, squeeze it in, activate the core, warrior one on the left hand side. Hips relatively square to the front of the mat, bringing the hands into Kali Mudra again, perhaps interlacing the difficult way that feels a little bit odd. Inhaling and exhaling, shoulders down the back. Finding space in the chest. Looking up if your neck feels okay, I like to look up there. And then exhale, opening the arms out to the sides, warrior two. Finding your warrior two. strong in the belly, lifting up in the pelvic floor to support the lower back, shoulders down the back, something I have real trouble with because my shoulders get stuck. Pressing your feet into the ground, heel to heel alignment or heel to arch alignment, whatever feels better in your hips. Exhaling, reverse warrior, inhaling up and over, side angle, and then releasing down, pressing back, staying in downward dog or moving through your vinyasa. Inhaling cobra or upward dog, exhaling pressing back, child's pose or downward facing dog. Just pausing here, breathing, taking the breath deep, low, inhale, right leg lifts again, exhale, squeezing it in, plank, inhale, extending, dog tail, exhale, squeezing the knee to the chest, rounding forwards, plank, inhale, extending the leg, exhale, last time squeezing in, and then just stepping that right foot through, coming back into warrior one, arms up, exhale, palms to the heart center, warrior two. Inhaling up and over, reverse warrior, then up and over to side angle, either keeping the forearm on the thigh or lowering the fingertips down. You can use a block here. Just aiming to keep the heart moving up towards the sky, pressing down in the outside edge of your left foot, length from the left foot to the fingertips, strong in the belly, thighs again drawing in towards one another. Inhaling back up, warrior two, finding your warrior two, exhaling another reverse warrior, another side angle before you come down. Taking that right foot out to the side and coming into lizard. So you can lower the left foot knee down if that feels better, or you can keep the knee up. It's a little bit stronger. Using the strength of your belly and then lowering that left knee down, releasing the toes and coming onto your forearms or staying up. It's completely up to you, or skipping it entirely. If you want to go deeper, place the left forearm on the mat and then you can draw up in the left leg and reach for the left toes, squeezing the foot in towards the buttocks if it feels nice, only if it feels nice in your hips. Taking that right foot out onto the edge and coming back, hands framing the foot, pausing for a second, and just making sure that your hips have stayed square to the front of the mat and lifting up in the arms, strong in the belly. So try not to arch too much in the lower back, really engaging in the pelvic floor, making sure the knee doesn't come over the ankle. And we're going to sink forwards into Hanumanasana, half Hanumanasana, so half splits. You can use blocks here. Inhaling long in the spine and exhaling, sinking, opening the hamstrings. You can keep a little softness in the knee here. I've overextended my knee, don't do that. Inhaling, finding length, exhaling, sinking, then walking your hands back. On the next inhale, palms touch overhead, exhale, hands to heart center, pressing into the heel, lowering the foot, framing the foot. Then from here, stepping back, either pausing in downward dog or moving through a vinyasa. Inhaling if you're moving through the vinyasa in cobra or upward dog, pressing back, downward facing dog. Pausing, breathing, taking the energy all the way down into the lowest part of the belly. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, squeezing in. Oh, I think I stepped through and I wasn't supposed to. I did. I suddenly remembered. Inhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze in. Plank, knee to chest. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to chest into plank. Inhale, extending the left leg. Exhaling, squeezing in. And then placing that left foot between the hands. Coming into warrior one on the left side, arms up and overhead. Exhaling, palms to heart center, and then opening out warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior, and then up and over into side angle. Keeping the forearm on the thigh or extending, lowering the fingers down. You can use a block here. Finding length from the fingertips to the outside edge of the right foot. Strong in the belly, heart center lifting up towards the sky, not collapsing down towards the earth. Then inhaling back up, warrior two, exhaling, reverse warrior, Another side angle, sorry. And then taking that left foot out to the side, coming into lizard. So you want to aim for like a cobra back in lizard. So you're sort of trying to keep the back nice and straight. You can lower the back knee if you want to, or you can leave it up. And then coming onto the edge of the left foot, taking the right forearm down, reaching back with I've no idea which arm that is, the left arm, grabbing hold of the foot, and then squeezing in, if that feels nice, squeezing the foot towards the buttocks, finding length in the quadricep muscles. Inhaling and exhaling, looking up if your neck feels okay, and then releasing, coming back up, hands framing the foot, then coming up into low lunge, making sure your hips are somewhat square to the front of the mat, Anjaneyasana, strong in the belly, not too much of an arch in the back. Everybody's back's different though, so don't worry too much. As long as it feels comfortable, that's the main thing, and breathe into it. Knee over the ankle, nod in front, hands to heart, coming into half Hanumanasana, half splits, dropping forwards, using blocks here if that feels better, or skipping it if that feels better, whatever feels good in your body. You can walk your fingers forwards if you've got open hamstrings. I remember to keep a bend in the knee on this side. Inhaling, finding length, and exhaling, sinking. Inhaling, coming back up, walking the fingertips back, pressing into the heel, lifting the hands up and overhead, back to heart center. Then framing that front left foot, pressing in the hands, stepping back, and moving through a vinyasa or skipping it. Inhaling up if you're vinyasaing, and exhaling back into downward facing dog. Catching the breath here, slowing the heart just for a second. Walking the hands back, so using the belly, the core to draw your hands back, using the strength of your arms, coming into forward fold at the back of the mat. And just holding onto the elbows, if that feels nice. You can rock from side to side, extending in the hamstrings. You can hold on to the back of the calves if that feels good. Inhaling and exhaling into the forward fold. Just finding your forward fold, and then when you're ready, sinking into chair pose, using your core here. So trying to keep your knees level, your hips level and square to the front and the back of the mat. It doesn't matter too much though if they're not. Don't force them. Exhale, hands to heart center. Then we're going to come into a twist on the right hand side, so hooking the elbow and opening up. Looking to the right hand side, looking over the shoulder if the neck feels okay, still strong in the core. Hips sinking back, heels pressing down. Then inhale, releasing, coming back, child's pose. Hands to heart center on the exhale and twisting to the left hand side. Inhaling and exhaling. Sinking in the hips. Opening in the chest, looking up if your neck's okay. The next exhale, release. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. And then bringing the hands, palms facing up, bent to the elbows, into Hasta Mudra. It's a mudra of receptivity, accepting energy and all the good things from the universe. It's one of my favorite hand gestures. Releasing, inhaling up and overhead, palms touch. Exhaling, folding forwards, forward fold. Inhaling, half flat back, long in the spine. Exhaling, forward fold. And then when you're ready, walking the hands back to the front of the mat. Strong in the core, strong in the shoulders, taking the shoulders down the back. Breathing all the way down into the deepest part of the belly. Then lowering the knees down. Sinking into child's pose. You can take the arms back, down the sides of the legs if that feels nice. You can put a block or a pillow onto your forehead, just breathing into the lower back, finding space in the lower back, finding length in the spine. Inhaling, coming up. Then we're going to come into a back bend. Just arranging everything again, apologies. So pressing the fingers into the lower back if that feels nice. The palms, fingers can be facing up or down, either staying there, or you can take the hands back to the heels and coming into the back bend, opening the heart center up to the sky. It's one of my favorite back bends, camel pose. Keeping hold of the head, not dropping it back. It's a bit too strong on the neck. Lifting your belly button, heart center, both up towards the sky. And when you're ready, using the strength of your core, coming back up, hands at heart center. And then bringing the hands down into cat-cow, kind of moving from side to side, just finding your cat-cow for you. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, rounding, looking down. Inhale, looking up. And then as you exhale, we're going to bring the right hand through and underneath into thread the needle. So opening up in the shoulders, a lovely twist for the digestion, pressing in the left palm. Then if you want to take it further, you can bring your hands to heart center and look up, only if that feels good in your body. And then release when you're ready. Inhale, right hand up, just opening back out again. And exhale, left hand up, apologies. My left and right are useless. Inhale, cat-cow. Exhale, rounding, looking down, neutral spine. And then as you exhale, take the left arm through. I think I got it right that time. I'm so sorry. Just pausing here with the left arm extended. Finding space, opening from the navel, twisting from the navel. And then you can take it deeper if you want to. You can bring your hands into heart center. You can turn to look up a little bit, just a little bit, and then lifting up in the right hand, fingertips reaching for the sky, opening it back out again, and pressing down in that right hand to bring yourself back up into all fours. Just finding a little bit of space, twisting from side to side if that feels nice. Then crossing the legs behind you, coming down to sit on your bum, wrap your arms around your knees, just finding length in the nape of the neck, curving in the spine, and then extend the right leg out. Janushirasana, so bringing the left foot in towards the thigh. You can put a pillow under the left knee, inhale, arms up and overhead, exhaling, coming forwards, length in the spine. So this crown of the head is reaching away from the sits bones, which are pressing into the earth. Just reaching forwards. There's always going to be a slight bend in the back. Inhaling and exhaling, finding length in the hamstring. Then walking yourself back up. Releasing and switching sides, extending the left leg out, right foot in towards the thigh. Inhaling, hands up and overhead, exhaling, coming forwards, length in the spine, holding onto the knee, the calf, using a belt around the foot as well if you want to. Finding length, breathing into it. Sinking into the pose, feeling the hamstrings releasing. On the next inhale, walking back up. And then when you're ready, bringing the soles of the feet together, we're going to move into bound angle pose, Baddha Konasana. So cupping underneath the soles of the feet if that feels nice. You don't have to, you can hold the ankles. And just gently lowering the knees down towards the mat, they don't have to touch. You can put pillows under the knees. And just rolling the neck a little bit, moving the head from side to side, opening up in the trapezius. On either side, sternocleidomastoid muscle in the neck releases beautifully here. And then either using the strength of your elbows to press the legs open if that feels good, not to the point of discomfort or pain, just if it feels nice. You can start to roll forwards, keeping the spine long, but not forcing it to be absolutely straight because we're not made like that. Just finding length in the spine, coming down, then releasing, coming back up, holding onto the knees to gently move the feet further away from you. It's a different stretch now on the hip flexors. So you can slide your arms underneath and cup your feet and really round in the spine this time. So allowing the spine to round, finding length in the nape of the neck as you do that, guiding your forehead down towards your feet. So your hands have slid under your ankles. And then coming out of that, releasing. And just taking the right leg over the left knee, we're going to come into a twist. So lifting up in the right hand, taking it behind you, pressing into the floor, lifting up into the left arm, then holding onto the knee, or hooking the elbow around, twisting, looking over the right shoulder. Still strong in the belly, sit bones both on the floor, shoulders down the back as much as you can. Right foot flat on the floor, finding length in the spine on the inhale, twisting on the exhale. And then releasing out, lifting up in the left hand and in the right hand, and just very briefly twisting to the other side, twisting to the left, just to bring everything back to center. And then release, pause, and just taking the left leg over the right knee. Finding your placement, lifting up in the left hand, taking it behind you, lifting up in the right hand on the inhale and exhale, either holding onto the knee or hooking the elbow, looking over the left shoulder. Inhaling lovely and tall in the spine, crown of the head reaching up, and exhaling, looking over your left shoulder, twisting, shoulders down the back, belly still nice and strong. Inhaling up, right hand, inhaling up, left hand, and just twisting very briefly to the other side, bringing everything back to balance, and then releasing from here, and coming into a comfortable cross-legged position, whatever that means for you. You can put a block underneath you if that feels nice, or a pillow, or you can release down into corpse pose, Savasana, and relax there on the mat, just following your breath, allowing it to move deeply inside you, connecting your mind and your breath, inhaling all the way down, and exhaling, releasing all the way out. Inhaling all the way down into the lowest part of the belly, and exhaling, letting everything go. Allowing the breath to soften. Feeling your sits bones on the floor if you're seated, your spine on the floor if you're lying. Inhaling and exhaling at your own pace, following the breath as it moves through you, expanding on the inhales, releasing on the exhales. Inhaling and exhaling. When you're ready, bring your hands to heart center, and then to the third eye. Kind and loving thoughts, kind and loving words, hands at the mouth, and kind and loving intentions. Namaste. Sending love and